homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. This tornadic thunderstorm will remain over mainly rural areas of northeastern.
Alright, welcome back to episode 2, season 1 of Michigan Severe Weather, and this episode will be about the July 11th, 2023 severe weather, wind, and hail event. But there was one wall cloud, and I was personally inside of one of the larger storms that were an outcome of this environment. But before we get into that, some updates. Until I get a better microphone, hopefully for Christmas, I do have a microphone here, but it is hopefully better if I just stay this, if it's fine, just to stay like this for now. And then for the next season, I'm going to try my best to start a collection on my computer, and so I can record on my computer instead of my phone, and so I can use my phone and notebook here as notes. So, basically, on July 11th, scattered severe weather began to develop across the northern portions of southeastern Michigan in the early afternoon of July 11, 2023, as a strong cold front sagged southward across the area. Severe thunderstorms continued to impact parts of the area, and storms continued to move eastward before diminishing into the early evening as the cold front moved out of the area. Damage from straight-line winds include numerous large tree limbs and power lines down. Mid-level rotation was indicated on radar, which led to a tornado warning and a wall cloud reported near Maryville, Michigan. I'm gonna have the photo right over here. This isolated storm also produced 1-inch hail in Vassar, Michigan. So basically, the environment wasn't the best environment for supercells, but it definitely sparked several strong thunderstorms, and I mean pretty strong. I was inside one of these storms, and it was actually seen on my Gus NATO video. If I can find old footage and uncorrupt it, I will try and add it at the end of the video as best as I can. So storm report wise, the Cape was about 1.5 joules per kilogram in the atmosphere, and with the supercell parameters at 3.2, it definitely was not a 0% chance of supercell development. But what was really holding this thing back was shear. It wasn't the best amount. It was under 30 kilometers an hour, but I mean, it's enough to work with during this summer environment in Michigan. In Michigan, with the Great Lakes and added temperatures from the extra amount of sunlight, it can get around 80, it feels like around 90 degrees. So it is definitely possible with any little bit of disturbance in the atmosphere for severe weather to develop. Now, report-wise, we had a good amount of reports, but one of them were actually from me. So this was my second storm report, which was TSTM wind damage, and it basically was numerous tree limbs down around my neighborhood, and so I couldn't get any pictures, but that was that. And so basically these storms, let's talk about some of the extras for these storms. So during around the early afternoon, these storms around what seems to be around 2 o'clock is when it really started to fire off here. The tornado warning was around 3, and there was a considerably strong bow echo, it seemed like, across Macomb County, and that sparked a Gus NATO in that area, along with possibly large hail. And then during the evening, there was some strong, mostly special weather statement type weather to the southern counties. But there was, that was a very active stretch of weather in the area. So basically, it definitely was not a silent day over here in southeastern Michigan. But it wasn't the largest day of the year, but it was certainly one of my most active days of the year, despite being in low marginal risk for the area, which, in my opinion, should have been upgraded to a slight risk. So, but that's my opinion. But that's just about that. And basically, some extras. Hopefully, I can have some more extras on here. There's a lot less of a story around these storms. It wasn't a very large event, but it was definitely a very interesting one indeed. So I can cover this all in one clip, actually. The majority of the reports were all from the, sorry if my glasses look weird. There was a good amount of wind reports, but there were, from the initiation of these storms, they really sparked heavy winds when they were dying. So these storms would fire, but because of the low shear, it seemed like that they would practically die and spark even more storms to form along these outflow boundaries, and that just kept on fueling for more storms. So it worked as its own shear, and it sparked lots of strong winds, and it seemed like the area of the most wind reports was from that gustnado around the northern and around central Sterling Heights. But there was that wall cloud up in Maryville, Michigan, near the Thumb, which also sparked some hail. So definitely was a lot of inflow and a very good-looking structure, but it never, sadly, organized into a tornado, or else that would have been, I think, yes, that would have been our third tornado of the year, because remember we had that Dundee tornado on March 31st, and then we had the Detroit Beach tornado, and then this would have been a tornado, but there, sadly, again, was not enough shear, but certainly the storm severe weather spam on the warnings was definitely underestimated. So that was very, very fun to be in. Alright, hopefully I'm gonna have the outro be clips from my end of the storm, and I hope everyone has a very good day. Sorry for not having a video last week and this video being late. I've been very busy for the holidays, and I got some karate stuff going on as well, but I hope that there will be no more delays. I mean, I might take Christmas off, but that might be just around it, and I hope to see you guys in my next episode. See ya!